Hey, what's going on everybody? Dave back again, and for today's video, as you can see, we have the Unicorn of Justice Gundam, brought to you by hobbywave. Alright, yeah, like I said, if you guys know me on Facebook, so forth, I've been going on about this, looking forward to it, and I have nicknamed this the Unicorn of Justice. All my friends kind of know why. But I really look forward to this. I got it. I was really good. I waited until after I got the wing all snapped up and everything and reviewed for hobbywave before I cracked this bad boy open. And boy, am I glad I did, because this takes up a chunk of space. I believe I counted there was 42, 46 runners, something like that. And basically a novel of a book. So we're going to go over the guide as usual real quick. You got your front cover. We'll do the back cover real quick. It does fold open like so. I do kind of have a filter on the light, so I'm hoping that doesn't interfere too much. Okay, so flipping over the front cover. That seems to work pretty good right about there. Sorta. It still kind of sucks. Anyway, alright, so we've got the first sheet going in. Nice shot of the unicorn. Let's see here. Going through, you can see you've got in destroy mode, and then in normal mode, waste, equipment, shield, weapons, hyper bazooka, the leg articulation, heads, arms, all that good stuff. Alright, then we get the runner layout. And let's see. So I noticed one thing going over all of the runners. They actually have some parts that are not used and some parts that they have switched around. Normally, if you guys know or remember, with Bandai, that let me do something here real quick while I've got this up like this. Let me turn that down a little bit. That seems to be okay. I'm just going by my preview window, and it looked too bright. You guys will remember on almost all the master grades, things like that, runner A has always been your multicolor. It's got your head part, so on and so forth. Well, on this one, runner A is actually going to be your unicorn horns. You've got all these. There are multiples of different ones. Let's see here, and where am I? Then you get into the end, and you get X, Y, Z is going to be your beam sabers. Then you get into these extra ones: WA, WB, WC, WE. WA is where your actual head parts are, along with your what used to be runner A, all your multicolored in one runner. I found that very interesting, and I think it's a concept for upcoming releases, being the Banshee, possibly Phoenix. They might even do, even though they did the exclusive full armor setup, technically full armor should have the green psycho frame, and I think they're going to actually release those. If you guys remember when I discussed this before, that financially it's actually wise for them to do, and everyone said no, they're not going to make a perfect grade of the unicorn. Financially, it's very wise to make a perfect grade of the unicorn, because you can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, maybe even 5 suits out of one, basically frame and exterior parts. You just change some of the parts. So it's very smart on Bandai's part to do so. Over here you get your assembly index, your bazooka, your 2 Gatling guns, your beam rifle, your shield, telling you what weapon or what tools, what weapons, what hobby weapons to use, telling you how to apply the stickers. They are stickers. What to clip, just tips and things that if this is your first one, you know how to build it. Which I'm actually hoping that a perfect grade is not your first one. So going over this, and I think what I'm going to do is this video is going to be, because I don't want it to be too long for you guys. This video is going to be the instruction booklet. Next video is going to be all the runners, because like I said, there's 40 some odd of them. And then we're going to start the build. Okay, so over here you have the assembly for the deck, and also highlighted in the color blocks here are for your wiring if you've got the wiring set, showing you how to put it in. And I didn't find it, so I don't know if they put one in the lighting system, but a part separator, which is kind of cool for you guys if they did. I don't remember seeing one on any of the runners though. Let's see here. So yeah, this is your base installation. Next up, they have you starting with the chest unit. Sorry. They have you starting with the chest unit. You got your runner layout that's needed. Going through all this, looking at it, I'm really digging the way that it looks for the build. You've got all your assembly here, your neck assembly, your top of the chest, your front hatch. Then you have down here your instructions for putting in the lighting system. Now this is going to be your main hub right here. You have a 6 outlets. So what's going to end up happening is the cable is going to run up the back piece that attaches to it, plug into the back of here, and then the wire lighting is going to be distributed from here. I did pop off, if you guys saw, the cover on one of the LEDs, and the controller for the flickering effects and everything are not on the boards for the individual LEDs. And I'm thinking that you can actually splice these because they're just 2-line. You could splice these if you wanted to put in more LEDs. I'm going to put in mine just stock, see how it looks, and then go from there. But yeah, it shows you how to run all the wiring and everything. They've gone a long way from the old kits of doing the wiring. I can tell you that part. Let's see here. So you've got all this, then you got a picture down here. It would have been great if it had been in color, but you've got a picture down here showing you basically what your wiring harness should look like in there. Showing you all the wiring that's coming out. Next they have you assembling the legs. So going through here, and I think the camera's actually drifting. I don't know why. Okay, so you've got all the runners needed for the legs. Going through, you got, of course, as usual, the foot assembly, and then starting up at the ankles, working your way up. A lot of recognizable parts from the master grades. Nothing too. That's another thing too. This it's really chunky for some reason, and I haven't dug out any of my other perfect grades, but you know, this thing is chunky. Like everything just seems bigger. And here's an example. And when I do the runners and everything, you'll see it. This is the bazooka. Okay. For example, for you guys, here is a Gundam marker compared to the barrel of the bazooka. Yeah, it is freaking huge. Awesome, but huge. Okay, so now here's where things are going to start getting hairy for you. of placing in the LEDs. You're going to have to watch yourself, because I've heard stories of people already breaking them, or breaking the wiring, or anything like that, for not placing them in correctly. So really pay attention to the instructions here. If it feels too tight, or if it's feeling awkward when you're doing it, don't force it. Just, kind of adjust it. So showing you how the wiring goes up through here, which will come up through the hip joint, and then we'll plug in there. More leg assembly. We're on page 25. We're still on leg assembly. Page 26, and we have moved on to the waist skirt area. So we've got this section, and it actually looks almost like it's a geared system, which will be kind of interesting if they did do gears, just for that locking mechanism. So you got your skirt stuff, all that good stuff. This is the area where I start looking at putting in extra LEDs for things like in these skirts, and the front skirts, the back skirts, when they're popped open for destroy mode. That's where I look at adding in more LEDs, because otherwise then you end up with chunks that just aren't getting any light. Alright, so moving through here, you have all your blocks that are plugged in. Then you attach it, basically attach it to the base, the back piece of the base here, run your wires through and plug them in. Again, this is something that we're going to have to finagle. Where are we? Well, you know what? I have to take that back, because in the beginning there, it was just showing you the instructions for, and it's kind of confusing, and I apologize for that. It's showing you the instructions for putting all this together, but when you move forward a couple pages, it shows you instructions for how to put in the wiring for the skirts. Now, I don't know if this is for the skirts or these are for the thrusters. Again, that's something we're going to find out together. So, moving on to the arms here, and we're on page 31. I think there's like 60 some odd pages here. You have, let's see, arm assembly, wiring assembly down here. Moving on up to the shoulder. Yeah, so you got your wiring coming up through here, which will attach to the body. You've got your hands, which will get clipped out. They are the multi-posable hands. Same thing for the other arm, showing you where they're going to plug into the back of there, showing you what it should look like when it's all fed through. And so there's a lot of wire tucking, and they do have what looks like little hooks and things for that, so that should make it easier for you. Next up, step 6 on page 38 is the head. So we're putting that all together. I do remember seeing there was a block section for the head, for the LED. So yeah, showing you how that all goes together. Putting it all in, plugging it in, and then popping it on. And where are we now? Section 7 is going to be for your backpack. So, yep, backpack assembly. Doesn't look like too many parts on there. Looks like there's one light. I'm not too sure on that. We'll have to see. But another thing I was thinking of for extending the LEDs is for the weapons. You could run your wiring up through, extend it through like the palm of the hand where it plugs in for the bazooka, for the shield, or for the beam rifle. And I definitely want to try and light the shield up. Alright, so beam rifle assembly, beginning assembly on the bazooka, and then starting assembly on the 2 Gatling guns. Page 46, we're going to start assembly on the shield. Then showing you for the beam saber, you know, just clipping it, so on and so forth, and attaching it to the backpack. And then just showing you how, you know, you can put them on. You can put the gun clips on the back. The beam rifle and the bazooka attaches to the back. The shield, the Gatling guns, how they attach them to the shield. And or the option of putting them all on the racks for the stand. Next up on page 50, they're showing the movement parts of how to open the front hatch, moving the pivot points for the hips. Let's see here, looks like it is showing for transformation for the chest, and then the head, transformation for the arms, for the waist, and then for the legs. And then, and I'm not sure, transform, I'm gonna have to check, see if there's a different section back here. Disassemble, what the hell is disassemble? Ow, okay. And then I think in these darker blocks are showing you for the third form, which, you know, I might do sections of it, but I don't foresee it fully being in third form, just for lighting issues that I've seen. But it will probably stay in destroy mode. Let's see here, shield. And then they have this marked disassemble over here. So what I think this is for is people that purchased the kit, put it together, and then want to put the lighting system in. It's showing you the easy way of how to disassemble it without having to completely break it down. Which, you know, that's cool. Yeah, 21 LED section. So yeah, it's showing you the parts that you have to pull off or pull apart to be able to get the wiring and the LEDs in there. Now, you're on page, I don't know, next to the last page. More information in Japanese over here. You've got some artwork and showing you a front and back view of what it looks like transformed. And then on the very last page you have your color guide, which is pretty simple, and then for all your sticker placement on there, and then you get your back cover. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I was planning on doing this and all the runners together, but I'm already at like 18 minutes, and that was just the manual. So, and it's like almost 1 AM right now. So I will do another video. That one will be actually fairly quick and just a runner layout for you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Stick with me. I have some pretty cool ideas floating around in my head for this, and I might even enter this in the GBWC in LA this year. That is my itchy plan. We will see. Again, this is the Unicorn of Justice by Hobbywave. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Peace out.